Boom, boom. This is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got the Bleach Immortal Soul up today. So we finally got the update last night, and we finally get a chance to take a look at the new character, Kazeshini. So let's go down here and scroll down here towards the bottom. So right there he is, Kazeshini. So he's got a pretty good skill set. He's basically a nuker, so damage, and you'll find out that pretty much all of his skills do directly with damage. So he deals damage to a single enemy, plus 60% additional damage to targets whose hit points is less than 70%. And this ability has a 50% block pierce chance. So basically what you've got is he's doing, a huge amount of damage because he's a single target nuker. So anytime I have a character that attacks a single target, it's going to be, a more powerful skill, than Rage attacks everybody, the whole team. Anytime you have an attacker that just deals single damage to a single enemy, it's going to be a little bit more powerful than if he was hit by a Rage from another character that had multiple targets. Okay, and then it's going to do 60% additional damage to target whose hit points is less than 70%. So he's going to do more damage as the battle continues. So you're going to see more damage out of his second strike than you will out of his first strike. And then block chance is just, a lot of the characters out there, especially the tanks, have good block. He'll be able to pierce that. He's a 50% chance of doing that. And then here's his Rage. And his Rage, okay, so he deals damage to the enemy with the highest attack and reduces the target's damage rate by 10% per 2 rounds. So basically, your best character, the one who does the most damage, is going to be targeted. It does not look like there's any type of way to avoid this. There doesn't appear to be, like, you can't, like, for instance, if you want to avoid Lisa's Rage, which deals damage to the back row, you can just move those targets to the front, and that will take care of that, and she'll hit because he always hits the targets in the back. In this case, it doesn't appear to be any restrictions, so it looks like wherever your highest attacker is, the enemy who's doing the most damage is the one you're going to hit, and it reduces the targets for 2. So it's going to reduce, so not only is he hitting them and having a very good chance of probably killing them, since it's hitting all of him, it's a very good chance that it's just going to make him weaker. This ability has a 30% increased crit chance. After weapon awakens, damage is greatly increased and the bonus crit chance value is increased, and this attack deals 30%. So it's going to do additional 30% damage once you get the weapon awakened if Kazeshini's hit points is higher than the target. So you could, again, this is possible, as the battle extends, that might become important, and you can see that huge percentage of skill damage right there. So that's a pretty powerful Rage. And then the attack strengthened, so basically you're going to get, he's just going to increase his attack. And then we get Battle Eager here. His passive is attacking increases Kazeshini's damage rate. This effect can be stacked up to 3 times and lasts until the end of the battle. At the beginning of the battle, Kazeshini marks the enemy with the highest attack, reducing the marked character's damage reduction by 50% and reducing the damage he takes by 25% while the marked enemy is on the field. When the marked character dies, Kazeshini gains 400 Rage and regenerates 20 hit points. So this gives him some survivability as well too. So this is a very good character. He has a lot going for him. He's a single target nuker. So you're going to find out that Karakura Town event and also Squad Boss going to be exceedingly useful if you want to use him on those. And due to the fact that he has the ability, it looks like he has the ability to get some, actually. Rage and some HP regeneration makes him probably have a little bit more survivability than some of the other attackers. So that's a pretty good skill set. So you definitely want to draw for him. So he is showing in the character, so you can look. We'll have the event here in a few days. There'll be, the new character event and a chance to get him. So it's definitely something that you want to look at because he is a good character. I know a lot of the people were upset that he was a single target attacker. Instead of, somebody does AoE damage. AoE damage is prevalent in PvE. That's just the way you want to go. PvE and even in PvP, hitting all the characters. But it's you want to have, you got to have your single attacker, your single nuker, simply because of the fact that there are other facets of the game, and they can be really effective. Soifan's really effective, even though she's an SSR character. You'll see a lot of people still utilizing her simply because of the fact that She does a ton of damage to uh, one of the characters in the back row, and you're able to get your hands on her weapon awakened fairly easily, since she's sometimes in the shop. So yeah, so you'll still see some people actually utilizing her, especially in Squad Boss and Karakura Town, simply because there's only one character. So in Squad Boss and Karakura Town, you always want to use attackers, and if you have them, you want to use your single target nukers, simply because they do more damage to a single target. And since the Squad Boss and Karakura Town event are single targets, Karakura Town being Aizen and the Squad Boss being the Minos, you definitely want to, tackling a single target is all that's needed. It's not necessary to, rage an entire team, because there is no team. It's just one character. They're also blue, so bringing red, because red beats blue, blue beats orange, orange beats red, is the triangle damage. Triangle. So you also want to bring, red. So you want to bring attackers, and that's what he is. So he's going to be perfect for Squad Boss and for the Karakura Town events if you do decide to build him up. I have not decided what I'm going to do with him yet. I have enough to get him. I should only need about 6. I think you can get between 6 to 8,000. You should be able to get him. Okay, because it's a new character event. Again, you're going to get him. He's only going to be 3 stars most likely. Let's see what they've got him listed as in here. If he's at 30, he'll be a 3-star. Generally, the new characters are 30. So that's him right there. So he's at 2 stars at 30. I'm sorry, 2 stars. So 30 is all you need to get him. It'll be fairly easy. 6 pools. So it shouldn't be that difficult to get him. Of course, if you want to go farther with him, then you do. But like I said, I used most of my Soul Jade on the actual Soul Box event, which allowed me to get Tensei Zangetsu up to 6-star. I also got to awaken his weapon, and I do have one more of his weapons in the wings waiting, so that if I want to awaken it again, I will be able to. So that was what was my focus at the time. So I will, I'll pull on him and I'll get him, and then based on that will be determined. But I'm going to have enough to get him, but I probably won't have enough other than to make 2 or 3 pools afterwards. I'm still building up my Soul Jade. But yeah, so that's what it is. So limited time exchange. This ends today. So you want to make sure that you go in here and get it. I went ahead and just pulled. I didn't need really any of these. None of these would have benefited me. So I just went ahead and, of course, did what I normally do, which is purchase the Omni Shards, which can be used on any character. So that goes today. Keep an eye on the Season Pass. Also, there is a bonanza going on. So you want to make sure that you pull on your gacha. And you always want to shoot for the Omni Shards. Okay. This is a very good event to get Omni Shards in the Essence. So you definitely want to make sure that you do claim that, because you can get quite a few of them inside of here, right here, and right here. So make sure that you get the Omni Shards. If you go a little bit farther, you can get some Awaken Essence. I do need to build up my Awaken Essence, but I'm not going to start focusing on that until I actually get Zazie and V2 or Core up to 6 stars, and I'll start focusing on Essence and start focusing on the minutia in terms of that. I'm also building up my gold, because it's got to the point now where it's taking much longer time between leveling up the characters in terms of enhancements, whether it be I'm taking them up to Prism 4 right now because you can. So I'm going to go ahead and get them up to Prism 4 before I go ahead and jump into 26 and start doing the elite stages. It takes a little bit longer to get to build it up. So in the time you can use, you can build your gold back up, because it's costing a couple million to enhance the characters right now. So it is what it is. All right. So but yeah, so that's it. So we should be Kazeshini should be seeing the limited time pool event for him here within the next couple of days. And he's definitely a good character. He's got some very, very good attributes that will make him excellent in Squad Boss and excellent in the Karakura Town event. So definitely something that if you're just starting out, this will be a very good investment. Just remember, he is a single nuker. So that's what his design is for. So utilizing him inside of PvE and PvP, you know, it is not, if you're just starting out and you're just building a team, then it might work. But as you get farther and farther progressive through, AOE becomes a little bit more effective. So that's what you want to do. I mean, you got all of my team except for actually Kenpachi, Kenpachi hits a row, so he hits 2. Okay, all of these are full. Their rage attacks everybody. AOE, straight AOE. Okay. So that's what you definitely want to focus on in terms of PvE and PvP. Just kill everybody as fast as you can is the game. So, but yeah, that's what we're looking at. So, but he is a good character, and he's definitely something that you want to build up. If you're looking to do a lot of damage on the squad boss and a lot of damage on the actual Karakura Town event. I finally hit the plateau on my squad boss. It took quite a while, but I did manage to hit the actual 81 million mark. I'm sorry. That was where the next. That's where the next actual one. Here I am. 81 million is the actual level that you want to hit to get the next chest. It stops. It goes up, and at 32 million, you get a chest. The next chest is like 81, so it's like way away. So, but yeah, I finally started to hit it. I hit it yesterday, and I hit it again today. So it just shows you, as your team goes up, that you can actually, get there. So 81 million is the next target, and that's where I'm hitting it. So I'm happy with that. Have not seen any information on the actual cross-server squad boss, which is going to be a squad boss, and you're going to compete against other servers. They were thinking that would come out around when Kazeshini came out, but didn't seem to see any notification on it or any of that in that regard. But I expect we'll be seeing that soon. So that will be good. And also the World Championship should be coming up here shortly as well, too. And that'll be a chance to get the UR box that we all want, UR weapon box, which is really the hardest thing to get in this game is the weapons for the UR characters. But it's easy to get them if you save up your soul jade because they do have soul box events, but you have to wait for the soul box event for that character to come around, so it can be time consuming. The actual UR shards that you get in the World Championship are for all characters based on your level. So the box, once you get as you progress through and do more of the story, you'll be able to the shard selection box opens up, so that you'll be able to get shards. Once I think you're 25 or 26, I think that pretty much maxes out. So once you get there, all the characters are open, so you can get weapon shards for any of the UR characters. But you have to get to I think it's diamond level inside of World Championships. So it's not easy. It's not easy. This is what I got the last time. So was the SSR weapon. This is open to everybody. I used this on Ichigo, basically because I needed Ichigo's weapon. You can't get Ichigo's, even though Ichigo starts out as an R-based character and goes up to a UR character, he's still based in the SSR shard box, so you can get shards for his weapon right inside of here. The two characters that I was building up were I was doing Unohana. You can't get Minazuki shards anywhere for some reason. I'm not sure why. Most of these other characters, even the SSR characters in the gacha gear option, you have an option to purchase them. But Ichigo and Minazuki are not in there. Okay, so you have to get them from the shard boxes. So the last box I got 50. I chose that, so I got Ichigo's weapon. I'd been creeping up on the previous World Championships. I had not gotten to the point where I'd gotten 50. I'd only gotten like maybe 25 or 20 or something like that shards. I'd been focusing them on Minazuki, and so I'm going to need 5 more. I think 5 or something like that to get her. So anyway, I'll use 2 of those shards on the World Championship to actually go ahead and finish her out. But I used all 50 on Ichigo's because I do use Ichigo in Squad Boss and Karakura Town. He's an attacker. So yeah, so I went ahead and used it on him instead of on the others. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to get the UR shard box this time, so I can start looking at building up some other weapons. I do need Kenpachi's weapon. You would think that Kenpachi, being the free-to-play character, I mean, he's the one who's given to you when you start your account after you do a certain amount of power, that you would be able to get his weapon in the shop, which is under his Kenpachi contest, but his weapon is never offered in here. Just shards of him are. This is a good War Soul, by the way, if you have a defense character. This is excellent on B2 Core. He does damage and stuff based on his defense. So any type of War Soul that increases his defense is something that you want to look at. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're doing it. Another couple, they did a while back. They did a ease of life quality of life function. They did it underneath the actual Soul Society orders. You can now initiate all, which means you can automatically hit initiate all and automatically schedule them and dispatch them, so you don't have to go through and choose and do it. It just does it all automatically. So that's a nice quality of life attribute that they added, just to keep up on that. But yeah, so start saving up your soldier. Try to get at least. You want to have at least 10,000. Okay. You know, to do on the new pool event. Okay, so that you guarantee that you get the, because you need to do 6 pools. Because I think if it continues as it did, it should be 5 each time you pull on the event. Okay, so you're going to need that. Now, there'll most likely be a Soul Jade rebate up, so you can get some of your Soul Jade back. Also, if they continue on this thing, you'll be able to use the actual tokens. As you can see, I have a lot of tokens. I've been saving them up specifically for this event. My goal was to see, save up as many as I could. So I'll use these on the event. And then that way I won't have to utilize any Soul Jade. But based on the damage modifiers of this guy, I mean, this guy does a ton of damage. And I like the fact that he attacks the strongest attacker on the opposing team, and that there's no restriction to that. So it doesn't matter where you put your strongest attacker. Kazeshini's going to mark him, and that's what he's going to hit. And it's going to be a single attack. So just like Suifan, when she hits, even though she's an SSR character, she does a ton of damage, even if it's a UR character. You can imagine what this guy's going to be, the damage this guy's going to be dealing out. So I would say he's probably one of the, if not the strongest single attacker going to be introduced in the game so far. Okay, so definitely, he's definitely right up there with Armored Yuichi in terms of single attack. So, and he's more powerful than her too, as he gets stronger as the battle goes on, because as the same thing that Tensei Sengetsu has on his rage, which is the lower the enemies each hit points, the more damage he does. Well, he has this same option on that single attack. Okay, so he's really going to hit hard. Would not be surprised if he would take out some of the weaker UR characters on one shot. So, down your highest attacker almost immediately is just a huge benefit, even especially in PvP, which is where I think you're going to see him becoming a little bit more prevalent in PvP, simply because of the fact that he's going to take out their strongest character. So, I might try to go ahead and see what I can do to get him to 4 stars. I don't think I have enough, but because it's going to be in 3 or 4 days. But we'll see. You just have to do the math. But yeah, he's definitely a good character. If you can get him up to 4 stars, you definitely want to, because that'll bring his passive into effect. It's really not useful sticking anybody into a team unless you're a new character or just starting out the game. It's really not useful to stick a character into your actual team until you hit 4 stars, because that's when his passive becomes active. Okay, and that benefits the character greatly. So I always wait to hit that 4-star mark before I start utilizing him on my main team. I mean, I have some 3 stars in my secondary team, but they're purely for support in terms of functioning. But yeah, so try to get him to 4 if you want to utilize him immediately. That would be more beneficial. There will, of course, be the level up event. As you put stars in him, if you've got a lot of Soul Jade, get him up to 5 and 6 stars, you'll be able to get his tomb. And I think you can even get his weapon. I think you have to get the 6. I'm pretty sure it's 6 stars. It might be 5 stars before the weapon, but there is an option to get his weapon. So you won't have to wait for a Soul Box event, which they will have a Soul Box event for him sometime in the near future, as they did with most characters. I mean, Armored Yuichi came out a couple of months ago, and she's already had like 2 soul bugs of this. So if you're utilizing Armadurichi, you should be in good shape with her. And she's another single attacker nuker as well. But yeah, so that's something to look at. But yeah, so get ready for the event. He is in the bag in the character tab, so he will be up. So you might want to pull for him. Does a ton of damage, right? So this is Kenrir. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Once you subscribe, you'll see the bell if you're going to get notified each time I do drop a video. Also, remember to like and share the video, as it does help this channel immensely. This is Kendrick coming at you from the corner, signing out.